Hello friends. Welcome back to the World Cinema YouTube channel. Today I'm bringing you one of the most exciting mystery thrillers released in year 2020. The story begins with a caregiver working for a wealthy old man in his massive mansion. But one day, everything turns upside down. He dies suddenly, and to everyone's shock, she becomes the owner of all his property. But the moment she steps into that mansion, strange and terrifying things begin to unfold. Unknown people start following her, a secret room appears behind a bookshelf, and inside it, she discovers a decaying corpse gripping stolen diamonds worth millions. And just when she thinks it can't get worse, a detective begins to suspect her. How will she survive this chaos? What shocking truth is waiting to destroy her life as danger closes in from every direction? Get ready for a thriller filled with greed, hidden rooms, and a chilling mystery buried deep in the garden. Alright friends, now let's dive into the plot. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate your comments at the end of the video, and feel free to share this movie breakdown with your friends. The movie begins in a small diner in Chicago. Everything appears normal at first. Katie, a waitress, is serving food to a customer who has fallen asleep in his booth. She gently wakes him up. The man turns out to be Adam, her husband, who is currently studying sociology. They clearly love each other, and during Katie's break, they relax together in the back seat of their car, sharing quiet, romantic moments. Katie works long hours to support Adam while he completes his studies. Adam hopes to secure a good job once he graduates. Later, Katie and Adam return to the diner through the back door, only to witness something terrifying. A robber has murdered one of the employees. Katie is paralyzed with fear and cannot move. Seizing the opportunity while the robber is distracted, Adam grabs a frying pan and strikes him, knocking him unconscious. The news soon hails Adam as a hero. The robber, Raymond Gaskin, is arrested and sent to prison. 4 months later, Katie has a new job working as a caretaker for Leonard Wellesley, an 88-year-old wealthy man who lives alone in a vast mansion. His parents died 3 decades ago, and as an only child who never married, he has no remaining relatives. Katie is responsible for administering his medicines and checking on him daily. She also ensures he is well cared for in general. Leonard grows fond of Katie and considers her a friend. Leonard owns a huge garden, but it has become very messy since no one has been tending to it. He explains to Katie that his previous gardener, Ethan, mysteriously disappeared years ago, and he is now searching for a replacement. Time passes. Adam has completed his studies and is actively searching for a job, but he still struggles to find a suitable position, which causes him constant worry. Meanwhile, Katie and Adam face financial difficulties. They fall behind on their bills, and Katie feels increasingly stressed. After a heated argument about their financial troubles one night, Katie heads to Leonard's house, hoping the quiet will help her clear her mind. Hearing someone in the house, Leonard initially fears a burglar, but he discovers that it is only Katie. She confides in him about their financial struggles. Leonard offers to give her money, but she politely declines, instead asking if he might employ Adam. The following morning, Adam begins work as Leonard's new gardener. Meanwhile, a real estate agent named Mickey Hayden visits the mansion. He explains that his client is interested in buying Leonard's property. Katie firmly tells him that Leonard would never agree to sell. But she promises Mickey that if Leonard ever changes his mind, she will inform him. Later, Leonard gives Katie her paycheck and even adds a generous bonus. When she sees it, she tries to call Leonard to politely refuse, but he does not answer. Adam convinces her to take the money so they can pay their pending bills, promising to return the bonus to Leonard the next day. While she's going to the bank, the real estate agent stays hidden in his parked car, observing her without being noticed. The next morning, Katie goes to work as usual and makes a warm breakfast for Leonard. When she heads up to his favorite room, the attic, she finds him unresponsive. Nervously, she checks his pulse, and to her shock, Leonard is dead. A short while later, Adam arrives and tries to comfort her. But, being curious, he starts looking around the attic. He eventually comes across a large chest filled with Leonard's old belongings. At first, nothing seems important, but when he lifts the top compartment, he discovers bundles of cash hidden inside. Both of them are stunned. They then talk about what to do. Katie insists it would be wrong to take money that isn't theirs, but Adam argues that since Leonard has no family, the government would claim everything anyway. He suggests they could use the money for themselves. After some time, Detective Chesler arrives to perform a routine check. She learns that Leonard had no living relatives and had been taking several medications before his death. She also discovers that both Katie and Adam worked in the same house. Katie then asks if Leonard's ashes can be scattered in his garden, explaining that it was his lifelong wish. With Leonard gone, Katie suddenly finds herself without a job. She can't search for new work until the investigation into his death is officially closed. When Agent Mr. Caffern informs her of this, Katie is stunned. Meanwhile, Adam receives a disappointing call from the company he recently applied to. They politely inform him that he wasn't selected for the position. Frustrated and discouraged, Adam returns to the mansion and begins counting the hidden money again. Suddenly, he hears glass shattering somewhere inside the house. Startled, he rushes downstairs to see what happened. He finds a broken glass door and shards scattered across the floor. Someone strikes him from behind, knocking him unconscious. After a while, Katie scolds Adam for being so careless. But when he tells her the money is worth more than $100,000, she is stunned. They talk about the intruder and decide he was probably just a burglar. Realizing the mansion is no longer safe, they gather all the cash and place it in a bank locker. As they leave the bank, the real estate agent Hayden follows them. At the ceremony, while they are paying their respects, a well-dressed woman approaches them. She introduces herself as Julia Byron Kim, Leonard's attorney. Julia reveals that Leonard contacted her only a few weeks before his death. Katie is confused because she never saw Julia at the house, but she explains that Leonard asked for her help privately. She then presents a legal document that states Leonard left his entire estate to Katie. The couple is shocked. They can't believe they are finally rich. Julia offers to be Katie's personal attorney and help her move into the house. She also tells Katie that she alone is in charge of the house and warns her that money can change people. Katie doesn't really understand what Julia means and isn't worried about it at all. The next day, while moving out of their old apartment, Adam gets a call from the police asking him to come in about the diner incident from 5 months ago. But when he arrives, the receptionist says no one called him. Detective Chesler explains that the culprit, Raymond Gaskin, died in his jail cell weeks ago, so the case is closed and no statement is needed. Meanwhile, while Katie is home alone, Hayden appears outside again. This time, Hayden is more aggressive. He demands that she sell the house to his client. When Katie refuses and says the house belongs to her now, he hints that she must have faked the will to get the property. Fed up, Katie threatens to call the police, and he finally leaves. That night, Katie wants to call Julia about Hayden, but Adam convinces her not to. Later, she finds an expensive watch in the bathroom, and Adam insists it's just a cheap copy, though she doubts it. Detective Chesler becomes suspicious and visits Katie at her old apartment. Katie explains they're moving into Leonard's mansion because he left everything to her. The detective is surprised and also tells Katie that the police never called Adam, which he didn't mention. That evening, Adam gets angry when he sees Katie talking to Julia. She then asks why he hid the fake phone call. Adam says he meant to tell her and insists someone has been following him around the city. Katie then suggests that Adam was tricked into leaving the house so Hayden could meet her alone and scare her. Detective Chesler begins to suspect Katie step by step. She then interviews Mr. Caffern at the agency. He is surprised to learn about the large check Katie deposited from Leonard the night before he died. He also tells the detective that he had no idea Leonard had hired Adam to work in the same house. Meanwhile, while searching for Adam, Katie enters the old outhouse. When she doesn't find him there, she starts looking around and moves a shelf away from the wall. Behind it, she discovers a hidden room. Katie steps nervously into the vast, empty room. She finds several checks made out to Ethan the gardener Leonard said mysteriously disappeared years ago. Surprised to see that none of the checks were ever cashed. As she looks around, something on the ceiling catches her eye. To her horror, she uncovers a decaying corpse clutching a handful of valuable diamonds. Katie believes Ethan was shot and left to die. She wonders why he hid in the shed instead of going to the mansion, where Leonard would have helped him. Later, Adam examines the diamonds and suggests that whatever happened to Ethan must be connected to them. As they discuss this in the house, a loud banging suddenly begins at the door, startling them both. Mr. Caffern shows up, angry, shouting at Katie for taking advantage of an old man and damaging his company's reputation. He vows to find evidence against her. Later, while cleaning Leonard's room, Katie notices that one of his pill bottles is empty. Checking the medicine chart, she realizes it shouldn't have been empty that night. Before she can investigate further, Adam comes home with 2 brand new phones. Katie tells him they can't keep the diamonds. Adam reminds her that Ethan stole the diamonds, was shot, died alone, and no one knew. Katie wants to call Detective Chesler, but Adam warns that they could lose everything. Katie responds that as long as they have each other, they'll be all right. However, Adam still wants the diamonds, saying he will never go back to how things were and vows to take care of everything. When it gets dark, he disposes of the body and burns the checks, which they believe Ethan never cashed to avoid leaving a paper trail after stealing the diamonds. At midnight, Katie is awakened by the sound of a gun being cocked. An intruder has entered the mansion, and Adam is ready to confront him with the gun. To their surprise, it is Mr. Caffern, who has come to find evidence. Startled, he falls down the stairs and dies on the spot. When the police arrive, the case is ruled an accident, but Detective Chesler remains suspicious that foul play might be involved. Later, when Katie is alone, she talks to the detective and mentions that Adam could be behind everything. She says the problems may have started when he was hired as the gardener. Katie still doesn't believe her husband could do such things, but Chesler asks her to stay alert and investigate carefully. The next day, a confused Katie meets the only person she trusts, attorney Julia, and tells her everything that has happened. They head to the bank to retrieve her money, only to find that Adam has already taken it. Julia fears he might run away with the money and leave Katie to face the authorities. Once Julia hears about the diamonds, she warns Katie that time is running out, as Detective Chesler is already suspicious and could arrive with a search warrant at any moment. She tells Katie to make sure Adam stays in the house and to call her immediately. Katie arrives home and confronts Adam, who is packing their things and the money. He is in a hurry because he has discovered that Mickey Hayden is not a real estate agent, but an ex-con who served 2 years in prison for breaking into a jewelry store. Hayden had stolen $3 million worth of loose diamonds, which were never recovered. Adam explains that Hayden had an accomplice, who was never identified. They conclude that the accomplice must have been Ethan. Ethan was probably shot by Hayden during an argument over the diamonds. After being wounded, Ethan fled to Leonard's house, where he bled to death and was never found. Now, Hayden is searching for the diamonds, which is why he keeps coming to the house. Katie wants to call the police, but Adam stops her. He thinks involving the authorities will get them into more trouble and could cost them the diamonds. After that, he goes to take a shower, and Katie feels relieved that he isn't going to leave her. While she's alone, she steps out into the room and calls Juliet to talk to her. Suddenly, Hayden approaches Katie and smashes her phone. He aggressively demands to know where the diamonds are. Moments later, Adam arrives with a gun, and a tense standoff begins. Hayden shoots Adam in the chest and tries to finish him off. He then attacks Katie, knocking her to the floor, and moves toward Adam to find the diamonds. Despite his injury, Adam manages to shoot Hayden, killing him. As he lies dying, Adam tries to tell Katie something important about the garden. But Katie is overwhelmed by shock, fear, and grief, and she cannot understand his words. After Adam dies, Julia arrives and consoles Katie. She immediately asks about the diamonds, insisting they find them before the police arrive. Katie realizes that Hayden must have used the information in her book about Leonard's medications to kill him with an overdose. Meanwhile, Julia talks constantly about the diamonds and reveals they are worth $3 million. That's when Katie understands Julia has been involved in the plan all along, since she never mentioned their value before. Julia confesses that she was Hayden's former public defender and had secretly been helping him search for the hidden diamonds in Leonard's mansion. Their plan was to locate the diamonds and keep them for themselves. However, Hayden grew impatient during the search and made a fatal mistake. He killed Leonard by giving him an overdose of his own medication. After Leonard's death, Julia forged a fake will in Katie's name. This allowed Julia to appear as though she was simply helping Katie inherit the estate, while secretly planning to take part of the inheritance for herself. Once her secret is revealed, Julia becomes violent. She grabs Katie and holds her at gunpoint, demanding to know where the diamonds are. At the moment Julia is about to act on her threat, Detective Chesler arrives. Julia tries to shoot the detective, but Chesler reacts immediately and shoots Julia first, stopping her before she can harm anyone. Four months later, Katie is visibly pregnant and working in her garden. Detective Chesler stops by and tells her that the police searched the entire house but never found the diamonds. She also explains that the case is now officially closed. Hayden and Julia have been confirmed as the suspects, and Adam has been cleared of everything. His name is clean, and he no longer has any criminal record. Katie honestly tells the detective that she doesn't know where the diamonds are. After the detective leaves, Katie turns on the garden sprinklers. As the water hits the soil, the ground shifts and the diamonds buried by Adam are accidentally uncovered. Okay friends, this is it. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Your support means a lot. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when the next video drops. Also, don't forget to leave a comment below. Your feedback helps us grow and create even better content for you. See you in the next video.